dog she stole?
One, sit down. Gets away from my wine. 1, 2,
Ahem,
3,
Miss
4.
Dulce. Dog lady Dulce.
Can I help you, peasant?
We just want to know when you gonna get started on this video.
You are always patrolling me about some video I need to do. What is this one about?
Girl, side hustles? Tell them about the money.
Money? You want me to tell you how to get money?
That's easy.
Kobe is bored of you peasants, and quite frankly, so am I. So let's make this quick, shall we?
Aw, hell, it's about to get real.
And you believe that one can be both refined and ratchet?
Oh, absolutely. I'll show you how it's done. Who you calling ratchet?
Not for you, doggy. What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Blah Blah Blog. It's your girl, Marsha, aka MM Dulce, and we have Kobe. Kobe, you want to say hi? Kobe doesn't want to speak to you.
If you lick me, we are going to fight.
So I know that there are a bunch of side hustle videos out there. I am not going to bore you with a long list of practical and not so practical ways to make money. I rather just give you my top 3. Alright, if you have not already seen my video on how to make your first $5,000, in that video I highlighted how these side hustles actually helped me make my first $5,000. But of the many that I've tried, like the Uber Eats and the Grubhub, the Postmates and whatnot, there are 3 in particular that I want to talk about today because they were indeed the most profitable for me. So without further ado, let's get right into it because we know time is money. So I don't know if you watching are a dog or cat person. Not every dog is as pleasant as Kobe here, but I will say that dog sitting has been one of my most profitable side hustles. I define a side hustle as something that can make enough money to help pay one of your recurring bills. So for example, if I have a T-Mobile bill that is $85, it would be helpful if I had a side hustle that helped me bring in at least $85 on a month-to-month basis. So one thing that I love about dog sitting and dog walking is that you're actually able to bring in pretty good money on a monthly basis doing this, just hanging out with dogs. All you have to do is take care of them. Some dogs may have special needs. They may need you to give them medicine in the morning, but usually these families are out of the country, out of the town, and they just need a dog walker or a dog sitter to pretty much care for their animals. So either the dog can come to your home if you are actually okay with that, or you can actually go to the pet sitter's home. A lot of my clients actually have guest rooms set aside just for me while I'm sitting their dogs. So essentially, I'm using their electricity, they water, and I'm taking care of their animals, and I'm getting paid for it. Dog sitting was one of my favorite side hustles because it was incredibly easy to do, and again, it paid very well. So on average, I would probably charge about, let's say, $25 to $30 a day, $40 if I had 2 animals, and essentially it would add up. Some of these vacations would be as long as 2 weeks, and sometimes they were as short as a weekend. Regardless, the turnaround time for the money was really quick, and I ended up making quite a bit of money by... You bored? Are you bored? Anyways, I ended up making quite a bit of money dog sitting, and I really could not believe it.
Man, the suckers get it. Okay. No.
Yeah, and I think I would prefer this to an actual child. Kitty! I can't even go. So, I guess today they were upset. Lay down. Lay down. That's it. Lay down. Ooh.
Thank you. Move! Oh, y'all wild. See? Y'all some bullies. Move. Oh, this nigga tried to get me. Fetch with your bitch.
I got into dog sitting not because I was like super in love with animals, but because I saw my friend Tiana, shout out TT, she told me that she was actually making so much money that she was actually able to pay her rent one day. I was like, wow, that's really ideal. Again, side hustles are just meant to be a little bit of side money, extra money, but for your side hustle to be able to take care of a huge reoccurring bill like rent, I definitely felt like it was worth it. Right now, with this pandemic, it might not be the best time to get into dog sitting and dog walking. This is actually a very close friend of mine's dog, so that's how I was able to watch Kobe this weekend. But right now, a lot of people are not traveling, so you might find that the business is not there like it used to be. At this time, I'm not advising anyone to begin dog sitting because animals are also at risk of carrying COVID-19 and transmitting the disease, so please be careful. Second on this list would be a social media manager. Now, don't freak out. You absolutely do not need a marketing degree to be a social media manager. As a matter of fact, if you are a millennial or Gen Z, you might find that you are super qualified to be a social media manager because you're already on these social media platforms. Now, when I say social media manager, I am not talking about Publix or Kohl's marketing team. I'm talking about probably helping out a local lash tech or a local business get their business off the ground. Experience is not required. A lot of small business owners look for is someone with time. While they rather commit their time to their craft and their business, they need someone on the back end that is okay with, maybe responding to comments and tweets, or maybe someone that's going to do a lot of their content creation or even create advertisements for Facebook and Instagram. When it comes to social media management, all you really need is a great personality, a little bit of know-how when it comes to working around some of these ads. So the third most profitable side hustle that I had in 2019 and here in 2020 is market research. Market research is not as complicated as it sounds. Essentially, if you have a company, let's say you make cheese for a living, and you would like to market your cheese better, or test a product, or even gain insight about how you can improve your product, you would more than likely outsource a market research firm. For example, Fieldwork Atlanta is a market research firm that I personally work with. You would hire Fieldwork Atlanta to pretty much get a group of people, and you might want to ask them certain questions to kind of get better insight on your product. So, for example, I actually did do market research for Sargento cheese before. I got paid $150 for a 2-hour meeting with 7 other people where we literally talked about cheese. We talked about packaging and what packaging features were more appealing to us than others. So, Sargento cheese found that information incredibly valued and outsourced this company to give them insight, and thus, as a participant, I got paid. Imagine a job paying you $75 an hour. That's unheard of. And what I loved about it was that you got a gift card right then and there once you were done. I've also done taste testing ones for, I think it was like Mr. Goodbar, where I was tasting pieces of chocolates and giving my opinion. I've also done one giving feedback on an app and how I would react if this app were created. There's so many different market research opportunities out there. You might get an online survey, you might get a at-home try this product kind of gig, or you might have to go in and do an actual taste test or focus group where you're actually talking about a product. But payments may range from anywhere from $50 to upwards of the thousands, depending on what type of trial it is. So the toughest aspect about market research is actually qualifying for the gig. To qualify for the gig, you have to look like the most unbiased candidate. For example, if you're sent a survey about groceries and they ask you what you would probably shop for, It would probably be helpful if you selected everything on that list. If I'm vegan and I select everything but all of the meat and dairy products, I probably won't get selected because I have no idea which client is on the other end of this survey. It may be a survey about groceries and end up being a gig about cheese, and if I don't select that I shop for cheese, then more than likely I will not be selected. So I hate to say that you have to bend the truth, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're interested in market research, here are 4 steps to help you get started in your city. Feel free to pause and screenshot if needed. A good pro tip with market research is to have an email that is specifically designated and devoted to market research so you don't miss out on any opportunities to make some extra money. One thing you may want to consider as you're going into market research as a participant is the time off that you may need to request from work to go ahead and participate. This is not a problem if you have PTO, because essentially you can just use that time to go ahead and make your extra money on the side. With the coronavirus crisis at hand, a lot of market research studies have halted their in-person focus groups. However, a lot of companies are now starting to do in-person or over-the-phone focus groups. So don't worry, focus groups and market research is something that you can definitely still do even throughout this pandemic. Here are a few more popular examples of side hustles that you can look into. So those were my top 3 side hustles. Hopefully one of them sounds interesting to you. Hopefully you can find some market research opportunities in your city so that you can start making some money without having to leave the comfort of your bedroom. Feel free to chat me up in the comments and let me know what side hustles you've actually loved taking part in. Let me know if you're interested in any of the 3 that I just discussed today. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. Until next time, bless you. Until next time, be refined, be ratchet, and be you. Dog, it's not for you. Oh, doggy. You left me hanging for that video. Cole.
Give me a treat, bitch. Yeah, there it is. Oh, shit. Look at it. Oh, let me get it. Why you want to play? Bitch, you play too much. Oh, my God. Look at it. Oh, my God. Come here, girl. Oh, shit, bitch. Oh,
you
sorry.
salivating. Oh, my
What?
good
That's all.
bro. Oh, that's what I get.